My goal today is to get my winter growing space organized. We've got temperatures in the mid-30s next week, so I do need to get my succulents and everything I want to save back inside. But I've got a lot of organizing and cleaning to do. You can see this table. It's quite embarrassing. I've just dumped stuff on here over the summer months, and I want to organize that. I did go ahead and stock up on the potting mix I like to use when I propagate and start from seed over the winter. I need to get those moved. This is the area where I keep all my succulents. I did go ahead and get a new shelf because this one, you can see it doesn't fit my grow lights. And then I don't like this wood. And then hanging these lights is more difficult. I just have to clip them on the side of the shelf. So I need to get the new shelf up and organized. And then in the boiler room, this is where I hang most of my plants. The big succulents hang in here under lights. And I just need to organize. All the shelves are a mess. It just needs to be cleaned up. Everything's dusty and gross. Tidy up my pot shelf and just throw out old fertilizers and soils. I need to move my onions and then clean up my garlic. You can see all the sand from the garlic is on top of all the lights, and then it's just a mess. So I thought I would take you along while I get this all prepped and organized so we can get the plants back inside. So my grow space is cleaned and organized and it feels amazing. We did put the shelf up and I've gained an extra rack, so I'm so happy about that. Problem I had this morning, I came into the boiler room to turn on the lights to do this video and there was a whole bunch of fungus gnats in here. So I need to get these soil bags out of here. I'm going to take them upstairs and then put them in my garage. And then I'll hang some fungus gnat traps up just to get rid of them before I bring my beautiful plants in here. You can see there's one crawling right by the hole there. Yeah, so these need to go. And before I use any of the soil, I'll be cooking it in the microwave to kill all the gnats and the eggs. All right, let me get that done.
Monday morning blues. I open my eyes and I'm greeted by a cute little smile. The world is new with you by my side. Everything is beautiful Tuesday afternoon. I'm calling you home just to hear your voice on the phone. I think of you.
So I've just hung up 2 traps and I've turned off all the lights except for those 2 to try and entice them to the trap. So let's hope this works. Okay. These traps up yesterday morning and I did catch about 10 or so fungus gnats. It's at the back. There's a couple at the top there. So a couple of days ago, the weatherman predicted frost for our area today. So yesterday I dug out all my caladiums. I've got them stored in the garage to dry out. And then I will be collecting the string of pearls today. And then I did go ahead and chop out some of the succulents in this arrangement. I did not get around to the donkey's tail, but luckily there was no frost. So I am going to be bringing that in today. And then in my haste to save all my plants, I brought everything into the kitchen and the garage. So this is the chaos I'm dealing with today. I am going to go through each and every plant, assess if they need to be repotted or not, check them for pests, and then I'm going to do something pretty controversial. I ordered a systemic off of Amazon. And I am going to give that a bash because last year I had so much mealybugs and aphids and you name it, I had it. And I've decided that since there's no pollinators or beneficials in my basement, I'm going to just give it a try. It's the Bonide Systemic Houseplant Insect Control. So it's a powder you sprinkle on the soil and then you water it in and the plant absorbs it. And it renders the plant poisonous, and then any sap suckers that try and chew on the plant then essentially kill themselves. So that's what I'm hoping happens. I'm nervous because I don't want to kill my plants. I don't like poison, so I'm nervous, but I'm going to do it, and then I'll let you know if it's worth it or not. So I've got this beautiful mistletoe cactus, and I think I'm going to put it in a hanging basket. Let me see if I can get it out of here. I suppose I'm going to dust some systemic, just make sure I don't breathe any of this in. I'm just going to stand way back. Just going to let that settle for a second. So my little Decidia, I'm going to put in a hanging basket as well. And just flip it around. Oh yeah, that needs to be repotted. So I'm going to pop it in there. Yeah, that's actually a very good fit. also going to sprinkle a bit of Osmocote in here. Yeah, that's beautiful. That works. My shirt over my nose because I don't want to breathe any of this stuff in. So I'm going to water that in quickly, just lightly. Peperomia Hope, you need to get a better pot, I think. Although the soil doesn't look bad, but I did let this dry out a bit too much. You can see how wrinkled it all is. So these are the cuttings I made from my hanging basket that fell. They're starting to look so beautiful. So I ended up putting this in too much sun the other day. So I'm just going to cut off the leaves that are sunburnt. This one's like in an odd position. Mealybug. just going to spray all the leaves. Okay, how's this guy looking? I think I might isolate the calathea because I'm so worried about the damn mealybugs. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So all my large succulents are in the boiler room now. I've got my beautiful string of bananas hanging out in its usual spot. And then just behind that I've got my donkey tail that fell. My burrows tails just in front of that one. And then I've got the two cutting pots that I made when my donkey tail fell. And they're starting to really look beautiful. They're starting to trail over the edges and thicken up. I'm very happy with those. Then I did bring in the fuchsia that I made from cuttings. How beautiful that is. I love this double pink. The veins, it's so beautiful. So my plan is to make more cuttings, and then I'm maybe going to train one into a standard, just do something fun with it. So I'm going to be doing that over the winter. I did bring in my string of pearls. It's just hanging out on the shelf looking beautiful. And then let me just pan you around slowly. We also brought in this donkey tail planter. I do want to move that because it's in a vulnerable position. I'm going to definitely knock it. So I'm thinking of trying to move it into this back corner. Not sure, I'll figure it out. Now tomorrow I'm going to work on all my other succulent planters. I'm trying to pot them up and bring them indoors. But I'm happy with the progress we've made so far.